This Nataraja moorti or statue at the G20 summit has been creating a lot of buzz. From Turkey and Pakistan to the media sharks of the Western colonial criminal states, many have commented on it. But as expected, Hindu-phobic India haters have found yet another reason to abuse or mock India. So as you can see here, the Prime Minister of India tweeted, "The magnificent Nataraja statue brings to life aspects of our rich history and culture. As the world gathers for the G20 summit, it will stand as a testament to India's age-old artistry and traditions." And mind you, it must be mentioned here that this beautiful statue has been described as the tallest statue made of Ashtadhatu. The Turkish media outlet Anadolu Agency described the statue of Nataraja as an important symbol of cosmic energy, creativity and power. It seems that the description of the statue was borrowed from this tweet by Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, something that can be easily noticed. But as expected, this statue could not please everyone. Many non-Hindus in Pakistan and elsewhere have been mocking Hindu gods and making fun of Hindus by labeling them as idol worshippers. But before I try to respond to them, let's see what's happening in the US. The New York Times published an article that claims that the Indian Prime Minister has launched a campaign to reshape India into a Hindu state. Besides that, as you can expect, many in the West are trying very hard to create the impression that India's secular credentials are in danger because of the so-called Hindu nationalism. Well, many in India feel that if the world can have Christian states and Muslim states, why it can't have a Hindu state? They also feel that because Hindus are largely accommodating and Hinduism is naturally pluralistic, a Hindu state will be far more accommodating and pluralism-friendly than the Muslim and Christian states. Regardless of what you think, one thing seems pretty clear: Bharat or India cannot be defined without Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma is Bharat's soul, and today many around the world are not ashamed to say that they are a proud Hindu. And yes, Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK, is one of them. On the other hand, countries like Pakistan and Turkey, who present themselves as saviors of Muslims, have butchered or oppressed Muslim minorities in their own countries. Can any sensible person deny that fact? And I want to ask this: when European countries support Christianity in their constitution, does that not reflect Christian nationalism? When non-Christians are treated as second-class citizens in the so-called advanced European countries, does that not reflect Christian nationalism? When the US government supports radical Christian organizations by funding them, does that not reflect their Christian nationalism? Now a message to those Pakistanis who mock Hindu gods and their statues. How can you mock a culture that many of your forefathers fought for and died for while trying to protect it? If you cannot be loyal to your own forefathers, how can you expect your own future generations to be loyal to you? On the other hand, many in India respect their pre-Islamic cultural identity and honor the sacrifices of their forefathers who worked hard to protect it. Now please pay attention. The European Organization for Nuclear Research says this: in the Hindu religion, this form of the dancing Lord Shiva is known as the Nataraja and symbolizes Shakti or life force. And as mentioned here, Carl Sagan drew the metaphor between the cosmic dance of the Nataraja and the modern study of the cosmic dance of subatomic particles. As far as Turkey is concerned, it has taken advantage of India's patience for a long time, but not anymore. India has arrived in Turkey's neighborhood, and it arrived with a purpose. Turkey, please listen. India is in Cyprus. India is in Greece. India is around you. India is surrounding you. And yes, more and more Kashmiris are feeling very happy in India. So please tell your media outlets to not brainwash the innocent Turkish people regarding Kashmir. Let your people finally learn about the pre-Islamic Hindu identity of Kashmir that was destroyed during its brutal Islamization. And yes, India is not planning to stop near Turkey. It is arriving in the heart of Europe.
एक महत्वपूर्ण और ऐतिहासिक समझौता संपन्न होते हुए देखा है। आने वाले समय में यह भारत, पश्चिम एशिया और यूरोप के बीच इकोनॉमिक इंटीग्रेशन का प्रभावी माध्यम होगा। यह पूरे विश्व में कनेक्टिविटी और विकास को सस्टेनेबल दिशा प्रदान करेगा।
It is planning to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative like never before. And yes, as mentioned here, New Delhi leaders' declaration adopted with the bang of the gavel. The Russian president did not come. The Chinese president did not come. But take a look at the language used here. It shows that India is a global heavyweight. And it shows that it is a grandmaster of geopolitics. Want to know why? Well, ask those Ukrainians who are complaining about the choice of words here. And by the way, are Russians thanking India for this? Many feel that Xi Jinping made a big mistake by skipping the G20 meeting in India. So yes, India has successfully emerged as the voice of the oppressed, colonized and the global south. Using its diplomatic skills, it has countered the Western hegemony and has even taken steps to challenge China's greed-driven overseas agenda. It has also helped Ukraine and Ukrainians. And yes, through its words, we are one earth, one family, and we share one future. Vishwaguru India, or let's say Ma Bharti, is re-educating Europeans again, this time teaching them the true meaning of universal familyhood. Yes, these words are now written on the official website of the Council of the European Union and the European Council. See you again.